My name is Roy Woods. I'm a musician from Toronto, Canada, signed to OVO Sound, and I've been making music for about 10 years now, so I do this.
I know you wanna see me fall and crash, cause you hate me. And with you, I'm barely spending any time. You think that I'm crazy. I know you, I know you hate. I know you hate me.
Like, I had a name called Midnight. I just messed around with the word, and I was always on some dark shit, or trying to be at least. So, but yeah, Preston was one that stuck around, and that was the one that I changed Roy Woods from. It was from Preston to Roy Woods.
Why the change?
Somebody gave me Roy Woods, and they said that I took a survey around school. It was just random. He's like, yo, you. At first, I was rapping, right? I made R&B sound a little bit, but I was rapping because I'm still trying to learn how to write. So, as I'm doing that, I'm dropping music too, and then feedback was like all about rap. So I mean, I knew that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to my R&B at some point. So he told me, why did you pick the name Pression the next day at school? I'm like, oh, cause I want to sing and rap, so I'm trying to do that, and I think that would be a good name for it. He's like, you should try Roy Woods. I said, Roy Woods. And I said, yeah. So I said, okay, I'm gonna take a survey. So I took a survey around the school, and majority of the kids said Roy Woods. And then this one girl said, yeah, Roy Woods, because it sounds like you can sing and rap, and it sounds good. You doing that. And she said that. When she said that, she was a little baddie too. So when she said, I was like, okay, say less. Like, I'm a rock with it. And that's why I have the name.
This time's not done, but I'm drinking now. I've lost a fire, intertwined with me. She don't like what she's forced to see.
I was still sleeping on couches, working with Sunny Diamonds, and that's when I met my boy Francis Got Heat, who's collabed with a lot of songs on pretty much all my EPs. Yeah, we were just working in Toronto. We didn't even look at each other when we first started working with each other. We just got to cooking. And yeah, it was a different time in my life. I was just living life. I was just carefree, didn't really worry about tomorrow. I'm just living for today. I'm here in the present, and I was just enjoying it, just living in the moments. I don't really do that anymore. I mean, I do, but it's selective, right? Everything's more controlled with what I do. I feel a little bit more now. So, yeah, I was just a carefree guy.
Well, you're a queen and I'm a king, just me and you. Tonight is the night I act a fool. Yeah, talk to me, love me. Diss me and I'll act like something new.
Something new. I was really trying to understand what making an album was even like. I made that song in LA with Preem, and we were working on music together, and that was one of the songs where you're like, oh yeah, we gotta put that. That's an album song. That's that type that gets you. And it was great just working with Preem too, because we've been working a lot throughout those years, and to finally get something out of that was dope. But yeah, I was literally all over the place. Oh my goodness, I was living so wild at that point in my life. I think back, like, how was I even doing half of those things, But it created for a lot of good experiences. It created for a lot of good songs, a lot of good moments and lessons for me too. That's when a lot of America started paying a lot of attention. I was doing me to the fullest extent, and everybody was watching. I didn't even really realize it to that extent, but everybody was watching, Like when I started doing the Band-Aid, and I started rolling with it, and then Dre caught on, and Pops caught on. It was a whole vibe, That was that whole time for me. It was such a crazy time.
What was a song for you that was like no turning back? Like you'll never be regular again?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like for drama, it was definitely that for me. Yeah. And then I'd say another the no turning back song. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Besides drama, I don't really know. That was the one song where it was just like everything changed.
Was it a slow transition or was it quick?
It was, I would say it was immediate. Like it wasn't too quick, it wasn't too slow. I felt everything that was going on, but nothing was too fast at that moment. everything got fast after, but it wasn't too slow of a transition. It was like right there.
Girls and drugs, sex and money, young boy problems. Take my love, use my body. If I'm unconscious, wake me up again. If I'm unconscious, wake me up again.
It was moments I couldn't believe people were really rocking with me like that, just based off of like my own thoughts of myself. So, you know, when I'm receiving this love and I'm going from city to city to city, and then I get people just telling me, like, they're screaming, oh my God, ah. Like, I'm just like, whoa, like, that's crazy. Especially on my first run, that really blew me away, because I guess I just viewed myself so little. You know, I viewed so little of myself. I didn't really see myself as everybody else seen me. So when I'm going through these things, it was just such a shock to me. But it also made me more, I just wanted to be ready for the next show. That's what it made me feel, you know? Like I wanted to get that reaction again so I can, you know, let more people know my music. And I just really needed to give the best performance I could everywhere that I went. And then eventually I even had Mike. That was the second time where Mike Tyson came. Well, I had to go see him on the on the riser, because one of the OVO guys told me, like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson wants to meet you. I was like, what? And I seen him in the stands, and you know, he's like, I seen him. I think he was singing Instinct. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, that was like, you know, honestly, you can say that was a no going back moment. Instinct was one of those ones. Yeah, we Made in Tokyo. Shout out my boy, Made in Tokyo, man. Yeah, crazy moment.
Girls and drugs, sex and money, young boy problems. Take my love, use my body. I'm unconscious, wake me up again.
It's more different now. I feel like, just based on how social media is now, before COVID, it was way easier just to, you know, drop anything and people are paying attention, you know, because you're already in their algorithm.
Right.
Now it's really more about getting in their algorithm. And I took a break from social media because I wasn't a super huge social media guy, but I post a lot if I'm doing stuff, right? So when COVID stopped, it slowed down. I wasn't doing a lot. So I slowed down posting, and I slowed down on and then real life actually even just hit me, to be honest. And it was more like, okay, so, you know, I have a kid now, my mom, I'm taking care of her all the time now. Do I want to just show these things about my life all the time? I think I was ready for that. So that also just kept me away from posting a lot, right? So I feel like for me now it's harder, but back then it was easier, but it's all just based, I feel like, on that algorithm too. You know?
Now the party's over. I'd rather you call me when you sober. I had a real life success, it's lonely. I had a dream I killed my opponent.
Well, I made the song, and it was just sitting there. Honestly, it was sitting there. And then it came down to a point where we wanted to put it on the album. My manager said, yo, we should get Koi on it. And at that time, Koi was going through a lot on her come up, just from a lot of hate, a lot of BS. And me naturally being a fan, I was like, yo, I'm down for that. I can hear her on it, you know? And, you know, I always love what Koi is doing, you know, and what she is doing. I'm so proud of her because she broke that barrier. She broke down those walls. And with that feature, it just felt perfect. So when she did it, and she did it the way she did, she sauced it, singing and the bars, I was like, oh man, she killed it. Like, she did such a great job, man. But it was just a song that I really just make. I make a lot of vibes like that sometimes. Where it's like uppity and I talk about like sad stuff, or I'm just in a whole vibe, you know, where I'm talking about some party stuff, whatever. I'm always making different types of songs, so no, I love getting features on them, and Koi was one of those where it was like, yeah, just fit perfect.
Yeah. Baby, we can 1 and 2, just tell me forward. You looking at my eyes so sweet, but I can't fall. Come and get a bite.
I'm going on tour. That's it right there. Yeah, so I'm about to drop dates of cities where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna go right back on tour. So I'm getting all that ready right now with the team. More music. I'm gonna be dropping crazy content. More projects. not just singles. So my family will be happy with that one because they always like, please, we don't tired of singles, we want projects, we want projects. I got projects for y'all. Hi, my name is Roy Woods and you just been buzzed. Let's go.